What if Marilyn Monroe wasn't born in Hollywood, but in ancient Rome? A world without cameras, without films, without modern beauty standards. No red carpets, no spotlight, no global fame as we know it today. Just a society built on power, influence, and perception. Would she still become unforgettable? Or would she disappear into history like so many others? At first, it might seem like her fame depended on Hollywood, on cameras, on being seen by millions. But if you look deeper, what made Marilyn Monroe stand out was never just the era she lived in. It was how she understood people. And that doesn't change with time. In ancient Rome, power wasn't just about strength or status. It was about influence, presence, and how people perceived you in a room. The most powerful figures weren't always the loudest. They were the ones who knew how to control attention. And that's exactly where someone like Marilyn Monroe would stand out. Because what made her different wasn't just her appearance, it was her awareness. She understood how people react, how attention shifts, and how subtle behavior can change how others see you. Instead of film sets and cameras, she might find herself in grand halls, surrounded by politicians, nobles, and powerful figures. Conversations wouldn't be scripted, but they would still be strategic. And just like in Hollywood, she would study everything. She would observe who people listened to, who they ignored, and how influence moved through a space. She would notice the pauses in conversations, the reactions in a crowd, and the small details that most people overlook. Because attention isn't random. It follows patterns, and once you understand those patterns, you can begin to shape them. Her voice would still matter, not because it was loud or dominant, but because it made people listen. A softer tone, used at the right moment, can draw more attention than shouting ever could. Her movements would still be intentional. Slower, controlled, almost effortless, yet impossible to ignore. In a world where many try to prove themselves through force or status, someone who moves with calm awareness stands out even more. And even without cameras, she would understand something very clearly. People don't remember everything you say. They remember how you made them feel. Her beauty wouldn't rely on makeup or modern techniques the way we think of today. It would rely on presence. The way she entered a space, the way she held eye contact, the way she made silence feel powerful instead of uncomfortable. Because true presence doesn't come from appearance alone. It comes from how aware you are of yourself and the people around you. She wouldn't need to compete for attention. She would create a feeling that naturally draws people in. And just like in Hollywood, people might misunderstand her. Some would think she's simply charming. Others might think she's just lucky. Some might even underestimate her completely. But behind that image, there would still be strategy. Because the more natural something appears, the less people question it. And that's where her advantage would be. She wouldn't need people to see her effort. She would let them believe it was effortless. Because Marilyn Monroe was never just a product of her time, she was someone who understood something deeper. Human attention itself. She understood how people observe, how they react, and how they remember. And that kind of understanding doesn't belong to one era. It works in every era. Whether it's ancient Rome or modern Hollywood, the rules of attention remain the same. So if Marilyn Monroe had lived in ancient Rome, she might not have been on a screen. But she would still be remembered. Not